we will prove the defendant guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of the premeditated murder of his wife, Anna Walshe.
It's a murder mystery almost too unbelievable to be true. A missing mother of three, a body that's never been found, and a damning online search history by her husband.
Websites visited included those as whether it is better to throw away crime scene clothes or wash them.
A man police say Googled, "Can you be charged with murder without a body?"
You will hear evidence that those searches evolved from how best to dispose a body to even darker subject matter, as he wrestled with the fact that Anna Walshe was dead.
This is the case against 50-year-old Brian Walshe, and today he's facing a jury, charged with the first-degree murder of his 39-year-old wife, Anna.
What kind of man would kill his own wife who gave him beautiful 3 boys? It's evil, what Brian did. When the police caught on, it was already too late.
Prosecutors say that Brian suspected his wife was having an affair and murdered her in their Massachusetts home back on New Year's Day, 2023. Her body has never been found.
The belief came to be that he dismembered her body and then deposited different parts of her body in various trash receptacles that would be brought ultimately to an incinerator.
For almost 2 years, Walshe maintained that he had nothing to do with his wife's disappearance. But last month, in a shocking twist, he pled guilty to misleading police and tampering with her body.
Do you now plead guilty to these indictments willingly and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
But Walshe still maintains he is innocent of her murder, only that he got rid of her body and lied about it.
What they're arguing is that murder or that killing was never at his hands. That's the argument the defense is trying to make, that he didn't actually do any killing.
And today in court, we finally heard what Brian's attorneys claim really happened to his wife.
You will hear evidence in this case. Sudden, unexplained death. 1 hour he's with her, he cleans the kitchen, he comes back up, and she is dead. He never thought anybody would believe that Anna Walshe was alive 1 minute and dead the next.
Today we heard the defense make their argument that Brian Walshe never murdered his wife and instead found her body deceased in their bed. And instead of calling the police or an ambulance, simply discarded her body, never to be found.
The picture of the family on social media was that they were a very happy family, very involved in the lives of their children.
In an upscale enclave outside Boston, Anna and Brian Walshe seemed in many ways to have the perfect life. Anna's close friend, Natasha Sky Babushkina, remembering her fondly.
Anna was a breath of fresh air. Whenever she would come, she would lit up the room. If you look for a kindness, that's how I would describe Anna. Pure kindness.
According to police, the 39-year-old mother was last seen in the early hours of New Year's Day in 2023. Brian Walshe told investigators Anna left home around 6 a.m. for a work trip to Washington, D.C. Police say she never boarded her flight.
I mean, all of us were shocked. The disappearance of Anna, at first we were hopeful that she will appear.
After Anna didn't show up for work, she was reported missing by her employer. Police launch an investigation, and her husband, Brian, soon becomes a suspect. Prosecutors playing recordings of Walshe right after the disappearance in court.
She woke me up around 6 and said she was going. There was no way she was driving a vehicle. There's like zero possibility of that.
Within weeks, he was under arrest. Prosecutors revealing that Brian made a series of incriminating Google searches, including how to stop a body from decomposing, how to embalm a body, 10 ways to dispose of a dead body if you really need to.
One site was entitled, "You want to get away with murder? Use a special deterrent."
When Brian was arraigned in early 2023, prosecutors read more of the searches he made in court.
At 4:55 a.m. on January 1st, he searched how long before a body starts to smell. At 1:10 p.m., can you be charged with murder without a body?
In the basement, crime scene services recovered and found blood in the basement area, in a section of the basement. There was also a knife that was found. On the knife, there was also blood.
But the moment the police started finding the carpet with the blood and all of the pieces of information where he was searching how to get rid of the dead body, of a young woman, it was getting more and more disgusting and more depressing.
Prosecutors also pointed out surveillance images that captured Walshe shopping at this Home Depot.
He's on surveillance at that time, purchasing about $450 worth of cleaning supplies.
He bought a number of items, a hatchet and mops, a Tyvek suit, and an axe. So there were a number of things that he bought that were indicative of the fact that he might have dismembered a body.
Perhaps the most grisly details were revealed when prosecutors say Walshe made multiple visits to area dumpsters with garbage bags.
The defendant conducted internet searches into disposal of the body, researched locations of dumpsters, and then traveled to those locations. In disposing of the body of Anna Walshe,
at this trash transfer station 40 miles away from the family home, investigators say they found 10 garbage bags filled with blood-stained items, including a hacksaw, towels, a bloody rug, and Anna's purse, as well as Anna's COVID vaccine card. Some of the items containing DNA from both Anna and Brian. Though Anna's body was never found, she was declared dead weeks after her disappearance.
When the police caught on, it was already too late. But it wasn't too late for them to find the things that provided some pretty significant circumstantial evidence.
And while it is circumstantial evidence and may be difficult for the prosecution to prove with no body, that's the argument the defense is trying to make, that he didn't actually do any killing.
Investigators say Brian thought Anna was having an affair with someone in Washington, D.C., where she was working, so he hired a private investigator to prove her infidelity before she disappeared. Today in court, the defense argued that Anna was having an affair, but Brian still loved her anyway.
Brian's attorney is saying that he loved his wife is an attempt to try to take away from any motive that the prosecutor may try to put in front of the jury as to why he might have murdered his wife.
She had 3 boys. At that time, there were 2, 4, and 6.
Today, Anna and Brian's 3 young boys are in state care because Anna's extended family lives outside the United States. We reached out to Massachusetts DCF. They declined to comment due to privacy. Still, Anna's family and friends say they are fighting for custody.
I personally applied and I offered my home for the 3 boys not to be separated, but DCF does not release any information for certain things.
Anna's loved ones are still hoping for justice. They say long overdue.
Justice would be to make sure that Brian found guilty, number 1. Number 2, that Anna's children would be given back to her family, to her sister, and that they would be kept together.